What is going on, you guys? This is definitely Shad. God dang, Donis. I was gonna say, God, you know what? Anyway, this is Shad Donis, and I'm here to talk to you guys about the 1080p update for YouTube. Recently, YouTube finally updated their technology, software, whatever you want to call it, to be able to stream 1080p videos with 60 frames per second and 30 frames per second resolutions. Now, originally, if you are a YouTube user and you don't have Google Chrome, you will be able to see everything all the way from like 280p all the way up to 14K. Even though the 14K didn't look as crispy as it should have been, but I mean, that's just me, I'm just picking. But on Google Chrome now, you can see all the way from 240p all the way up to 14K, and I don't know if they did the same thing, 30 frames to 60 frames per second with 14K. I didn't experience that yet, but most definitely only on Google Chrome can you view videos in 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. And how do you tell? If you download Google Chrome, go to a YouTube video that has 1080p 60 frames per second resolutions, and click the little settings bar where you go to the quality of what you want, take it off of auto or whatever it's on, go straight to the top. It'll be 720p and 1080p, and then there will also be at the top of that 720p and 1080p with a 60 beside it. That 60 cents for 60 frames per second. If and only if you do not understand the difference between frames per second when it comes to videos, video games, or anything of that matter, it's not going to affect you that much. You're not going to understand what's the difference between the two. If you would like to know, the only difference is it looks a lot smoother, and to me it's a lot crisper, because it's like, if you're a video editor like myself, you have this plugin that we like to use called RSMB, which is Real Smooth Motion Blur, and you have to usually use that to make it look very crisp and very smooth and run, and without extra blurriness and all this other stuff, when progressive is already supposed to be smooth and clear in the first place. But now, another thing, and functionality in video games run a lot smoother and look more realistic in 60 frames per second opposed to 30 frames per second, where your eye can't really tell that big of a difference, like I said, if you're not a video editor or if you don't pay attention to detail that hard. But if you do, you'll see a very fine line difference in the quality and the smoothness of the video. If you need a reference video, go check out my boy Raytrix33 video with me and him fighting on Street Fighter. There's a huge difference between his 1080p 60 frames per second videos of Street Fighter and then his regular 1080p videos or 720p videos that he has. Also, you can go to Rajiman Gaming. He posts millions and millions and millions of video games, trailers, gameplay, all that, and now he's starting to do 1080p 60 frames per second. So if you need any videos to go look at, those are the two main people that I know to go look for that, or just type in the YouTube search bar 1080p 60 frames per second and then put gameplay behind it, and you can tell the difference. Some are even comparing and contrasting. That's great. Hopefully you can see the difference. My strongest opinion behind it, like I said, I like it, I love it, because I'm a video producer, and now I'm just gonna even be worse on YouTube, just sit back and stare at YouTube all daggone day, because it's just gonna look pretty on my screen. The 1080p 60 frames per second, smooth, pretty, crisp, clear. I really want to watch Shadow and Mordor and 1080p 60 frames per second, because my PC couldn't run it at 1080p 60 frames per second, so I want to see what it looks like at 1080p 60 frames per goddamn second. Shout out to you, Mr. I Keep It Real. But yeah, go definitely try and take a look, see if you can distinguish between the two. If you can't, I'm sorry. Try and do some more research, try to train your eye to see, so it's a beautiful thing. If not, you're missing out. But I really appreciate Google for this, because everybody can post higher quality videos now. We can actually see a difference in video quality and gameplay wise. Hopefully they can take off the compression of certain, well, that's not even YouTube, that's usually the cap card. Like, I want to see Silent Hills PT, but I want to see it uncompressed. Like, it's so compressed when people are trying to record it and put it on YouTube. I don't know whether that's YouTube or the cap card, but everywhere I've been seeing, it's not the true HD quality, and you can tell the difference between when you're staring at the game and when you're recording the game. So that's one of the games I would like to see in 1080p 60 frames per second uncompressed, and some other games too. So yeah, like I said, you guys go check it out. Let me know what you think. Hit me up at Shy Donis on Twitter, JD Witherspoon on Twitter, Raytrix33 on Twitter, and Mr. I Keep It Real on Twitter. I'm gonna put all those annotations up for you, or put it in the description so you can hit them up and let them know what you think about the 60 frames per second. Ask them any questions you got, ignorant or smart. I'm pretty daggone sure they will respond, especially me, Shy Adonis, Raytrix33, and JD Witherspoon. So, you guys have a great day. If I put any footage behind this, hope you enjoyed the footage. Hopefully it's 1080p 60 frames per second. I don't know how to do all that yet, but enjoy. Go search and enhance your brains today. Thank you, Google.